Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Court card of the King of Bows and the Adder. And when I was thinking about this card today, it always brings up leadership. And I was thinking, okay, where's this leadership going to come from on our spiritual path? The shaman showed up yesterday, and here we are walking down our path, and the shaman, you see the shaman off in the distance. And, he kind of gives you that look and that feel of, hey, you can do anything. What is it you want to do, right? Now, the Page of Stones just fell off, but you still have the Queen of Stones and the Queen of Vessels still sitting here, the bear and the salmon. And, this adder slides up to you as you're walking, and, you can hear its thoughts. And he lets you know that, I just want to let you know that I'm symbolic of magical power and healing. So, as you continue your spiritual journey, maybe you're going through an awakening, and you are going through an awakening. That's what he's realizing. And he's like, you've healed so much that going on in the past, all right? And I can feel the ebb and flow of that magical power from the shaman, working in you. He goes, but you can't sit on, the adder says, you can't sit on your laurels. You can't sit back and wait for things to happen. You have to take charge. You have to be that leader in action. And he goes, just as I'm going around doing my thing, if somebody steps in my kingdom, and I don't want them there, I'm going to strike out, right? Because that's what adders do. They strike out when they're in somebody's, stepped in their territory. But he says, when I step out, I'm all about that creative passion. I'm all about that fire energy, that action energy. All right. So, even though you have all these things going on, you've made this decision earlier this week, right? You've got that thought process with the new opportunities with the Ace of Bows and the Breath of Life. I want to give you some practical advice. I want to give you that advice from a mature leader standpoint on how to, move forward. Because magical power comes from within. It comes from with belief. It comes from knowing your own worth and value. And with that, you raise your emotion, you raise your energy up, okay? And you gain that wisdom. And when you can make decisions and show people that you're competent enough to do that job, that leadership's unchallenged. And that's all based on the wisdom and knowledge that you've gained along your spiritual journey. And the adder continues to say that, following your path through this spirit realm is going to be so beneficial for you. For it's going to give you the goals that you want in stability, security, emotional, intellectual fortitude, and passionate desires. And you're listening to him, and it's like, this guy's pretty good. You respect the kings, you respect the queens, all the court cards you respect, all right? And, the one question he asks you is, where do you need to take charge? Where is the enthusiasm leading you? And you really haven't thought about it that much. I can take charge in how I move forward in my spiritual path. Maybe I need to meditate more. Maybe I need to become more grounded. And let's rephrase that. Maybe continue meditating to help with your grounding. I don't think you need more grounding. You just need to stay grounded. Grounded in your emotions, grounded in your intellect, grounded in your stability, grounded in that passion. There's only one person that can take charge of your situation, and that's you. You take charge of that spiritual path and how you want to connect to the universe and how you want to connect to spirit. Who you connect to in spirit. Those loved ones that have moved on to giving you guidance. Where do you need to take charge? Maybe listening to your intuition more. Understanding, the ebbs and flows of what the shaman is trying to show you. Making that decision of saying, you know what? If the decision feels right, I'm going to go with it. I'm not going to second guess, my gut, my intuition. I'm going to discern the messages that I'm hearing from people. And when you start thinking about taking charge of your spiritual path, spending more time in nature, and the adder is looking at, those are all very good results. Where's the enthusiasm leading? Where's the passion that you have for that? And you think about it. Passion, action. I need to take action in moving forward. I need to take action in what I want to do. I need to take that first step of gaining that materialism, gaining that stability. If this is where I want to be, then I need to put a plan into action. And the king goes, now you're thinking. Because no kingdom has been built without a thought process behind it. No kingdom has been built on just a king and a queen. There's many other people that are involved. And if you look at your spiritual path as your kingdom, you are involved in how that plays out and how you build that spiritual kingdom. Those that are in your close network, your significant other, your family, all has a part to play in your spiritual development on your spiritual path. And taking charge of that allows you to be the teacher as well as the student, because what you learn, you can pass on to others. And there's where your passion is. You become so passionate in your spiritual path that you influence those around you. Okay? You show them how to get up that stream to lay those eggs. In this case, maybe it's planting seeds, right? To help others along. With the Queen of Stones, the bear, all right? It could be the opportunity to protect somebody. Protect them from themselves. As you show them, what their spiritual path is. So there's a lot of leadership activities that you can do as you are moving through your own spiritual journey. And when you take action, and you do so passionately, with all these court cards and with all the life lessons cards that are down here, the universe has got your back. The universe has great things in store for you. You just have to learn some things. You have to be patient, have to have that courage, that due diligence, knowing that it's going to come. Just continue to walk forward. Just don't walk into a snake pit. And if you do, just look at them and say, hey, I'm sorry. Mr. King of Bows and Adder, sorry to have stepped into your kingdom, but I'm looking for some advice on my spiritual path. And he's going to reach out with that magical power and healing and show you what it's like to be a leader in action. He's going to show you around the kingdom of all the passionate things that he's done. Because the Adder is that type of leader, very charismatic, mature leader, high energy, lots of wisdom. So garner, that message that the King of Bows and the Adder has for you. Meditate on it. Discern that message and have it work on your spiritual path. Have it do so passionately. So that's today's card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, the King of Bows and Adder. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, give me a thumbs up. And this is D for Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. And stay safe, everybody.